What's up, travellers? Welcome back to the channel. SJ Aviation HQ coming at you with another video for you guys today. Today we had the model review of the Condor Airlines Airbus A330-900 by GeminiJets. This model aircraft came out a few months ago. I'll put the when the model release was in the bottom corner of the screen now for you guys. Before we go any further into today's video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up to show your support moving forward on this channel. And of course, if you have done so already and you like this sort of content, subscribe and ding that bell icon for new videos coming out very soon. Of course, do be notified when those videos goes out. I do have the model review of the Qatar Airways 777 retro livery coming out very soon, and of course the NG models release of the American 777-200ER coming out very soon as well. And of course, the model review of that fantastic C5M Super Galaxy aircraft by Gemini 200. If you haven't seen the unboxing I did of that aircraft, go ahead and check it out in the top right corner right about now, where the car will be located for you guys today. So before we go any further into the model review, I'm going to read out some information about Condor Airlines as an airline, and then some brief information about this specific airframe, and then we'll go straight into the showcasing of the box. Founded on December 21st, 1955 and commencing operations on March 29th, 1956, Condor Airlines is a German leisure airline with its main hub at Frankfurt Airport. They operate scheduled flights to leisure destinations and operate medium-haul flights to the Mediterranean Basin and the Canary Islands, as well as long-haul flights to destinations in Africa, Asia, North America, South America, and the Caribbean islands. According to Planespotters.net, Condor Airlines has an aircraft fleet consisting of 60 aircraft, including 12 of the Airbus A330s, which makes up 5 of the A330-200s and 7 of the A330-900neos, with a further 6 A330-900neos soon to be delivered in the future. In April of 2022, Condor Airlines announced a major change to their corporate design, including a revised logo and an entirely new livery composed of distinctive stripes and bold colours over the entire fuselage and tail fin. So those colours consist of green for island, yellow for sunshine, blue for sea, red for passion, and beige for beach. Of course, each of them representing a leisure distinctive part of nature for when they go to their destinations, as they are a leisure carrier. So I guess because this one here, the green one, is for the island livery. Of course, they do go to places in the Canary Islands, as just mentioned. So let's say let's just think of one, Tenerife, for example. They go. I know that they go there. The entire island is surrounded by sea, and it's got a beach, and it's pretty cool how these liveries are around the world now. I quite like the livery for Condor Airlines. I do hope to get the entire set of all of them once they are done on the A330neos. If GeminiJets comes out with the blue and the beige one next, I know that they are flying around now, I would get them. So I hope to get all 5 of them. It would be pretty cool to have. Let me know what you think about the livery in the comment section below. So going into some information about this aircraft now. This aircraft's MSN number is 1972. This aircraft is an Airbus A330-900neo, of course the 941, because 41 is the Airbus designated code for Airbus-built aircraft that have Rolls-Royce engines. This aircraft performed its first flight on May the 4th, 2023. This aircraft is 0.2 years old. This aircraft wore the test registration of Foxtrot-Whiskey Charlie Sierra, of course F-WWCS, for those that aren't too familiar with the phonetic alphabet. This aircraft was built in Toulouse, France. Of course, Toulouse is where the main factory is for Airbus. Of course, I do have the factory and plant out in in Hamburg, Germany. But of course, that is mainly where their narrow bodies are built, like the A321neos, some of the A319neos. But of course, Toulouse is mainly where the wide bodies are done, like the A350s, A330neos, and A330s as well. I think some CH are still being built. I'm not too sure. And this aircraft is currently active on the network for Condor. This aircraft here is registered as Delta Dash Alpha November Romeo Delta. Again, it is an A330neo, A330-900neo, of course, that being the longest of the two variants. Of course, there is the 800neo as well. Of course, that one is currently flying with Air Greenland, and of course, Kuwait Airways, and I think Uganda Airways, or Uganda Airlines, I think, something like that, have also ordered the 800neo, but of course the 900neo is the more popular one seen around the world with like Delta, Air Senegal, Condor, of course. There's Corsair as well, Air Callan, and other carriers that also have the 900neo. Soon to be some more coming very soon, which I'm looking forward to seeing. What airlines have the 900neo in the future. This aircraft was delivered to Condor Airlines on May the 26th, 2023. It was originally not taken up by Air Asia X based out in Malaysia. This aircraft is equipped with two Rolls-Royce Trent 7072 engines. As mentioned, this aircraft is painted in the Condor Island striped livery and was ferried between Toulouse and Frankfurt International Airport in Germany on May the 26th, 2023 on its delivery flight. So with that information out of the way, let's check out the box that is in front of you guys. So here is the Condor A330-900neo, looking fantastic in this livery. Here we have in the top left corner we have the GeminiJets logo. Here we have in the top right corner we have the Made for Collectors by Collectors, one of the trademark slogans for GeminiJets. Here we have the 2D rendering of this beautiful livery, beautiful aircraft. I am quite a fan of the A330-900neo, and of course, I do know that this aircraft is a competitor to my favourite 787-9, so I shouldn't really like it as much, but you know, it's a plane, so it does the job. Here we have the Airbus font for the A330-900 aircraft, and here is the Condor logo, quite nice. Here is the part where it says that aircraft is a 1/200 scale die-cast model aircraft. I'm quite surprised that this part here isn't green. I think it would have been quite cool if GeminiJets had done this little tab in the colour of the stripe. But I guess that they were going from the colour of the font for Condor. But here, if we point up, you can just see up here, there are some information about the A330neo. And here are some specifications, if I get the word out, of the A330neo, or this specific aircraft. And here is the diagram of the side-on view and the top view. Of course, that is in the imperial measurement. And this is where the aircraft would be sitting in. Of course, it's not in there at the moment. Here we have on the bottom tab, or the bottom panel, we have the GeminiJets logo on this side, and then on this side we have the information about this particular, or what the GeminiJets do in terms of the fronted scale aircraft. Very, very good. I do quite like what GeminiJets is doing these days. Looking forward to seeing what is in their next release. Of course, that being the August 2023 release, should be in the next few days. So I hope that there is a new video out in terms of the release. So if there is, top right corner right about now. Otherwise, here we have the item number GJCFG2150, or Golf Juliet Charlie Foxtrot Golf 2150. Of course, Charlie Foxtrot Golf is the OKO code for Condor Airlines. Here we have the 2D rendering again of this aircraft and the aircraft type in the Airbus font. Here we have GeminiJets logo again, and the warning information for this model, unsuitable for children under 14 years old. And here, of course, is the barcode again with the item number. and this side is identical to the opposite side. On the back panel, we have the aircraft in a steep climb, very cool. The GeminiJets logo just there, and some information about what GeminiJets do again, as real as it gets. And of course, that they have the social media platforms here, their website, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go ahead and check them out if you haven't done so already. And of course, this is a 2023 release. I believe this was released in the February-March release, I think, alongside the I think it was the Etihad A350, and I think there were some other ones in there. I think there was only 6 aircraft in that release. Could be wrong. But yeah, very cool. It is basically a standard GeminiJets box. Of course, it's not in any of the fancy like white or the white boxes. Of course, if it is a white box or a silver box in terms of Lufthansa, it means that the aircraft is licensed by GeminiJets in terms of the airline. So white boxes, there's Southwest, there is Hawaiian, there's Qantas. I think there's some more. But of course the silver box is Lufthansa's. So, and of course there is the red one for red or gold in terms of what the livery is for Emirates as well. Of course, Emirates is a massive license for GeminiJets. So that is the information out of the way, and of course the showcasing of the box. So let's go ahead and check out the model. And here is the absolutely stunning Condor Airlines Airbus A330-neo by GeminiJets in the green island stripe livery. As you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous indeed. In this portion of the video, I'm going to be showcasing the model up close to the camera, giving you some nice up close imagery of the details on this model. And along the way, I will be giving you some information about what each of the components do, if you aren't aware about the avionics of an aircraft. So let's go ahead and go straight into the review of this model. First and foremost, I'm going to zoom in for you guys and then get the model up close to the camera. So starting off at the front of the aircraft, we can see the nose cone there. Underneath that is a component called the weather radar that is used to detect storms along the flight path of a flight, to give the pilots a visual indication about the intensity of the rainfall ahead and the possibility of turbulence. This enables the crew to navigate around any potential hazardous areas along the flight path, the flight plan of the aircraft. Above that, we can just make out the window wipers just there in the middle of the shot, and above that we can see the window shield of the aircraft, because that being known as the cockpit of the aircraft. And then around the window shields there, we can see, or the window panels of the cockpit, we can see the raccoon mask that is iconic to Airbus aircraft introduced on the Airbus A350 XWB aircraft, or family in general. Is nowadays seen on the A320neo family, and of course some of the CO family as well, and sometimes on the A340s as well, and the A330 COs. Of course, this being a Neo, the new engine option. Beside that, we can see the Condor logo there, and below that we can see some text there that is stating that this airline was established in 1956. Here we have the pitot tubes of the aircraft. So the pitot tubes are used to measure fluid flow velocity for the flight. In between, or in the middle of the shot there, we can just make out the AOA sensor, or the angle of attack sensor, that is used to offer a visual indication of the amount of lift the wings are generating at a given airspeed or angle of bank. At the bottom here we can see the nose gear of the aircraft, looking fantastic indeed. As you can see that the gears do roll. On the gear door itself you can see the letters R and D. That is Romeo Delta, the last 2 digits of the registration, which again of course is Delta Dash Alpha November Romeo Delta. Here we have the cabin windows, as you can see, looking fantastic indeed. And there we have the black billboard tunnels of Condor, very cool. And then on the top of the fuselage we can just make out the the antenna there, the first of the antennas on this aircraft. Below the door part of the Condor's titles there, we can see the pedostatic system that is used to determine an aircraft's airspeed, Mach number, altitude and altitude trend for the aircrafts in flight. Here we have the L2 boarding door, one of the other main two boarding doors. Of course, L1 boarding door just here is the other one. Very cool. Also, sometimes the L4 door at the end here can also be a boarding door as well, which when embarking the aircraft, or boarding the aircraft, what should I say, via the apron of an airport. Just in the middle of the shot, just there, we can make out the landing light. That should be turned on when the aircraft is on the runway, just in the event of takeoff. Also should be turned on when the aircraft is below 10,000 feet. That is a requirement for any aircraft in the event of flight. Here is the number one engine, looking fantastic indeed. If I can zoom straight in, there we go, and focus on it. Looking fantastic. As we look inside, you can see my fingers in the background through the engine there. Very cool. Here we have the engine nacelle, where we can make out the Condor logo, and where it says that this airline was established in 1956. Very, very fancy indeed. Here we have the landing gear. This one doesn't roll. The front part doesn't roll, but the back part does. And here we have this side where it does tilt. Very cool. And then we have the wing of the aircraft. I am quite a fan of how there's so much detail on this wing. I am having difficulty focusing on it for you guys. Do apologise for that. As you can see, the interior of the sharklet goes with the stripes on the aircraft, as you can see. Looking very cool. On this end of the wing though, we can just make out when it focuses that there is a red navigation light that is green on the other side, which we will see on the other wing. And here is the white strobe light that should flash twice in the event of flight, or if it was a Boeing, that would be flashing once. If you see it flashing twice, it is an Airbus. And as you can see on the exterior of the sharklet there is the Condor logo. Very cool. Just here in the middle of this shot, we can just make out the L3 boarding door that should be used during the event of an emergency. The emergency slide would fold out, whether it's on land or water. Very cool. Here is the second antenna on top of the fuselage, just there in the middle of the shot. Here is the Wi-Fi dome, or the SATCOM, or the Wi-Fi box that is used to provide the IFE, or the in-flight entertainment, on board the aircraft when the aircraft is in service. And there is another antenna behind that, just there. Below the cabin windows, having a great difficulty of focusing on this model for you guys. Do apologise for that again. Here we have the website condor.com, the L4 boarding door, and then the registration at Delta-Alpha November Romeo Delta, with the flag of Germany behind that. Here is the tail fin. Very cool. I do quite like this livery a lot. Of course, it was quite a shock to the system when Condor unveiled their livery. I was expecting it to be completely different. I was expecting this, or the A330s, to be coloured in the livery that was beforehand, which I was quite a fan of, which was quite a shame that they went away from that livery. But there is a reason for this livery to be changed, as of course it is each of the stripe colours is to represent a natural figure or natural feature in terms of their geographic location, or in terms of their destinations. So as mentioned, the green one is representing island, the blue is representing the sea, the yellow is representing sunshine, I think, red is representing passion, and beige is representing the beach. As you can understand, they do go to leisure destinations such as the Canary Islands, the Mediterranean, and the Caribbean islands, so it does make sense for representation of their liveries. Here is the other side of the aircraft. As you can see, there are some differences. Just here we have the forward baggage compartment just here. At the rear of the aircraft, just in the middle of the shot there, we can just make out the rear baggage compartment. There's another one just there. At the end of this wing, as mentioned, that should be green. There we go, just there. And other than that, there is not much else in terms of differences. All the decals you can see on the aircraft are just flipped around to coincide with this side of the aircraft. The doors are the R1, R2, R3, and R4 doors. Of course, with the letter R is to represent the word right, as of course this is the right hand side of the aircraft. I must point out that the colouring of the stripes may appear darker on the screen or in the video than it is in person. So do keep that aside if you're wanting to get this model. Here is the bottom of the aircraft. As you can see, here we have the nose gear doors. That's where the nose gear would retract into. Here is the belly of the aircraft. Here is the beacon light. I didn't notice if there was a beacon light on top of the fuselage. There is, just there. In the middle of the shot, there is the beacon light just there. Here we have the stand hole where you would put a stand if you put stands on a 400 scale aircraft. There is the landing gear, the outline of the landing gear doors. As you can see, they do a good job with the landing gear. Here is the underside of the engine and going down the bottom side of the wing here. Absolutely gorgeous indeed. I'm surprised that there is no registration on the bottom of the wing. I'm not too sure if Condor do that or not, but usually there would be a registration on either side of the wing. Interesting. Here is the GeminiJets logo, looking fantastic as well. And further down we can see the entryway to the APU, otherwise known as the auxiliary power unit. So this model is fantastic. I would highly recommend it to people that are wanting to get it. If you are a fan of Condor's livery, if you are a fan of the A330neo in general, I do highly recommend getting this model. As mentioned, I'm hoping to get all 5 of the liveries that end up being on the A330. I do know that there is the blue one now operating, and of course the beige one. Not too sure if there is a yellow one yet, but my favourite colour being red. I would really can't wait to get the red one, to be honest, or see it in person, or see photos of it floating around on the internet. So that will conclude the model review part of this video. So yeah, as I mentioned, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed what you saw in this video. If you did enjoy what you saw, go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and dim that bell icon, as of course I do have model reviews on the way, such as the C5M Super Galaxy by Gemini 200, and of course the 2 777s that I mentioned earlier in the video, the Qatar Retro Livery and the American 777-200ER by NG Models. If you did enjoy what you saw and you want to support me even further on my social channels, go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen now to be led to all of my links in terms of my Instagram pages, my Patreon account, my airport's website, which is undergoing an update very soon. There's also my Twitter account and of course my new Threads account. So go ahead and check them out. All of those links are also located in the description below. And of course, go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen now to be led to my main Instagram page. That, of course, being the Instagram page for Astra International Airport. As you can see, the airport map is in the background at the moment. Go ahead and check that out if you're wanting to be updated in terms of the ins and outs of my airport, when there are new models arriving, news and updates and other great stuff like that. All the images of my models as well. If you'd like to see that sort of content, go ahead and support me on Instagram. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Not too sure when the next model review will be coming out, but do hopefully stick around and you'll be able to see that coming very soon. So as mentioned, go and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and ding that bell icon to be notified when videos go live on the channel. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see some more videos like this, on the left hand side soon enough will be my most recent video on this channel. On the right hand side will be the full playlist of model reviews I've done on this channel so far. In the middle is where you can subscribe. But until next time guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one.